Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else. So I just want to let you know Israel's economy is collapsing. Just in case you didn't know. Heightened tensions between Israel and Iran could incur significant additional military spending for Israel, further straining its finances. Really? And what's that from? That's from August of this year. Hey, Israel's economy has plunged into uncertainty. Labor shortages, inflation, mounting difficulties in agriculture and construction. 1 year after the Hamas terrorist attack on October 7th, Israel is approaching a recession and seeing its budgetary leeway collapse. Hey, at Israel's cafes and bars, life may seem normal, but the war has cast a pall nationwide. What does it take to cast a nationwide pall on a country responsible for the greatest crime in this millennium? Barbara Streisand canceling a concert because of rocket attacks?
The Iron Dome not working?
Here's another one. 285% spike in Israelis leaving the country.
And that's why Netanyahu is trying to start World War III, because he's losing them. He doesn't care how we feel. Obviously, he'll make us do. Remember he assured that family that we'll do whatever he wants because they have blackmail on us from their Epstein operation? He can't control the actual. The greatest thing about Jews is they're not going to put up with that shit.
I think it's common for the Israeli citizens to go on vacation every year during hypersonic missile season.
I don't think they've even used their hypersonic missiles yet, by the way.
Ironically, I bet a lot of them went to Florida.
Oh my God.
That's called some bad karma. And, of course, thoughts and prayers to our friends in Florida. I have many friends there. So here is breakthrough news. And let's watch this. Israel's economy is in a collapse. It's in a collapse. Here we go.
Here,
I'll read it. Ready? Many people feel that there is no future for them here. This is a BBC specialist correspondent. Khazra Naji. He says many people feel that there is no future for them here, and these wars are still going on. Many of the middle class of the specialists here are leaving the country because they do not see a future. There is no investment. The economic situation is bad. Business is down. Many are bankrupt. Many of them are leaving. They say that there is no future for our children here. We have to raise them somewhere else. So these are the conditions that exist today. And as I said, few people see a future here. And this war is getting deeper and wider every day.
Jews are safer in Iran than they are in Israel. That's a fact. I'm not saying that as a joke. That's a fact.
Kurt just said Jews are safer in Iran than they are in Israel. And I bet that's true.
There's a whole community that lives there. We watched Ari Tell and Howie Mandel about it. I was just talking to him too before. It's Gangfest and we were talking. Dude, that's hilarious. They're treated better than the regular Iranians there. Because it's like it actually rubs it in on Israel. They just don't like Zionists. That's all.
So Russell and my friends Russell and Keaton from Due Dissidence have told me that the Houthis have closed out. The ports are closed in Israel. They've created a lot.
How did a band of rebels do that?
What's that?
How did a band of rebels pull that off? Not the legitimate government of Yemen. That's how they.
By the way, Jackson Hinkle just interviewed the head of the Houthis. Or one of them, anyway. Yeah.
Did he say stop calling us Houthis? We're not called that.
He has a new show called Legitimate Targets.
Oh, that's a good name.
That's a good name.
Wow, good name for a guy with good hair.
So there it is. Israel's economy is collapsing, and people are leaving. What was that percentage? That was some crazy percentage. 285% spike in Israelis leaving the country.
Maybe they like to start opening up to immigration. the way we do.
Yeah.
Maybe they would like a flood of immigrants.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever see how they treat immigrants? It's not good. It's not. They're not offering them their cats. I'll tell you that. And they hate cats there.
Jimmy.
Hey, so mainstream media is unreliable and dishonest, and that's why you watch the show, right? How can you trust them when they're never told the truth about anything like Russiagate or Julian Assange, Ukraine, Syria, COVID? That's where our sponsor, Ground News, comes in. Ground News is an app and a website that gathers related articles from around the world in one place so you can compare the coverage, kind of like how we do it on this show. Let's look closer at the coverage of President Trump's attempted assassination, for instance. Ground News gives me instant access to more than 700 articles reporting on it all over the world with context on each publication's political bias. Factuality based on how subjective or objective their language is, and even who's funding those people. Comparing the coverage is absolutely fascinating to me. Corporate-leaning USA Today and ABC News downplayed the shooting by writing that Trump was moved from stage after loud noises startled him and rang out in the crowd. The Irish Times went as far as to victim blaming, adding that the assassination attempt might even help him win the White House. Right-leaning outlets like the Daily Signal and New York Post were quick to call out liberal media's biased coverage, reporting that their bias was on full display. Unfortunately, moments like these can fuel the fires of misinformation, and very inaccurate narratives can spread like wildfire. The only way to combat this is to stay informed through really diverse news sources, something Ground News simply excels at. I mean, they even created a blind spot feed to expose what the other side of the political spectrum isn't reporting on, freeing readers of any hidden agendas and political spins. With media bias just running crazy like it is, I can't recommend subscribing to Ground News enough to stay fully informed on topics with explosive headlines. Just go to ground.news/JD. That's ground.news/JD with my link in the description, and they're going to give you 40% off their Advantage subscription, which will give you unlimited access to all their analysis and features. Ground News. Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else.